Shenanigans podcast. Sorry.
Wow.
Might have breathed in the mic a bit too much there. For anyone's comfort, my apologies.
Or maybe that just did it for somebody.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh, man. What's up? It's good to be back. We missed last week.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling? Feeling a little bit better?
Yeah, I had a pretty rough sick week last week that just kept me away from basically everything. So, good this week.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for the grace. What that ended up meaning was we didn't do an episode on Zombie the Dead's new episode and Jujutsu Kaisen's new episode because Bleach had a recap week, essentially. So we didn't touch on those. One of them was probably one of JJK's funnier episodes, I would say.
Yeah,
I'd
say so.
So I do want to just say real quick, that was an incredible kickoff to the season. 10 out of 10. Go watch it. Great.
I like how it was light first, and then it kind of bled into like what's really going on. You're like, okay,
yes, it's very funny, and it kind of sets up the Mekamaru fight in a good way, I think, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we've all seen the Mekamaru fight in the manga, but kind of like, how are they going to do this? This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. They did a good job.
They did a good job, and we'll talk about that in our JJK segment, per se, but that's what we missed. And then Psalm 100 did RV of the Dead, which was the continuation of the previous episode, which Joel and I, if you listen to it, we were not super hot on.
Yeah.
Continue to be not super hot on this.
I kind of am starting to fall. Also, because of like how often they're pushing things back, there's a piece of me that almost just wants to drop this now. Like, I'm not going to, once anime's done, like once Bleach and the other show are done, if this show is not done, bye-bye. Like, it just, I don't know. It just, it feels not good. Now, this episode had a little bit more like in depth, but it should have been half as long. We should have gone out of there in the middle of the episode, and then they should have gone on their way, met the samurai blonde chick who literally, like, it just still baffles me that we have not even seen. Yeah. Like, this is not supposed to be a slow, chill show, and that's exactly what this is. Or, like, why we already saw him slaving away in the first episode, and then we see the exact same thing here. It's just like, we get it. We don't need an entire episode about how he finally walks away again, you know? So, and of course, this time it's the girl that like helps him forget. And you're just like, okay, but like,
this entire arc,
it's just weird.
Kencho felt almost completely useless.
Oh, because he was dead or whatever. I mean,
right.
Not but really. He was like messed up.
He was hurt because of the bike crash. But I really wish like he had a little bit in this bit, because really Kencho was basically baggage the entire episode. Like, not even the sense of like they had to watch out for him. He just didn't have much of anything to do at all or say.
And then even the fact that he's like even considering letting his friends stay there after all this.
It felt weird.
Just so stupid. And it's like, it's very quick in the manga to where you don't even really get that. It's like, you know, but it just felt like they're like, all right, bye guys. And then everyone's like walking away and you're like, dude, there's no way he would do that.
I can't speak to the manga because you've read it and I haven't. All I can say is that it largely felt like this whole arc was meant to cement. Oh, what's her name? Now I can't remember her name. It meant to cement her as like the kind of companion to Akira, not like the girlfriend per se, but like the companion of the group, and kind of cements her position in it as like one of the four, or the soon to be four. It is nice to see the manager to some degree. Also, it's so overplayed that it's really hard to be invested and immersed, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it is very, very, like, they go very, very hard into him being a very bad manager.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, whatever you're doing now, man, there's just no way anyone would ever fall in line with you. You're a slave driver.
Right.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
But all I have to say is, it's not my favorite episode either. Better than the previous episodes, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, if it's for you, it's for you. By all means, enjoy it. I don't think it's for me or Joel.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to phase out, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. So I think next week we will have a top to talk about it, just because it's going to be also going till September 10th. I think is the newest episode release.
Got it. Well, we'll talk about that, I guess, at some
So-
point. That means this week we just have Bleach, which is the bring out the zombies episode, whatever you want to call it. Can't remember the name of the episode, but bring out the zombies episode. And then we have Jujutsu Kaisen, which is the closure of the Mechamaru fight, plus kind of the very, very first bits of Shibuya's veil being lowered. So
Crazy, bro.
let's start on
JJK?
JJK. Let's do JJK.
JJK.
Let me get the name of the episode just to be really concise about this.
It's called.
Nah.
It's
It's called Lack of Preparation.
it's called-
Evening Festival.
Evening Festival.
So, quick summary, like I said previously, this is basically the Mahito, and we're going to kind of leave out Geto here because it's really not Geto participating in this. It's Mahito versus Mechamaru, and then it's Shibuya's kind of first stages. Mahito and Mechamaru, man. What do you
Super
think?
Sick. I love
Yeah.
it.
Kind of dope, huh?
It's honestly pretty tight.
Kind of give a mech anime for a second.
I'm like, I honestly, because again, they did do this in obviously like the manga, but I was very confused on how they were going to kind of pull this off. Like, what's this going to look like? How fast are they going to do it? Or even if it's going to be like, oh, that kind of happened, not even really
Yeah.
explain it. But the fact we got a huge mech fight out of that,
Dude,
well done.
there was a moment where it like got out of the water
when
and
he's
was like, I was like, is this Evangelion, dude? Like,
Yeah,
what is
I know,
this?
dude.
You
Yeah,
know?
it had
But then
inspiration.
some of that art felt like Gurren Lagann in some ways
Yeah.
too, and I was like, oh, this
They're
is
pulling from the greats, right? Those are
Yeah.
probably the two. I know.
those are the two I can think of.
Evangelion,
sorry.
I know you don't like as a mech anime.
Evangelion.
'Cause it's not a mech. Your thing is it's not as
it's-
much of a mech anime as it is
It's okay.
a life
When I
portrayal.
say that, I don't mean to say it's not a mech anime. It's definitely a mech anime, but there's certain psychological parts of Evangelion that kind of play a bigger role, I think, than them having mechs.
Yeah,
And there are some cool fights, but
like the underage kids that want to like sleep with the adults.
yeah, okay. Well, that's a position. That's okay. Anyways, and then Gurren Lagann, which is
You
great.
guys are creepy if you like that movie, dude.
So the fight itself, I thought, was very well done. It did also introduce us to simple domains in a more cohesive way, I think, to some
Yeah.
degree. I don't know if they've actually explained them that well in the show.
They won't ever because
Well,
the manga hasn't.
The manga has.
No,
they're
it's
just blocks
confusing
of
as
text.
fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Do you know what it does yet?
I don't read it. I don't read
No,
them anymore.
but did you
I don't
understand?
read the blocks of
Did
text.
you understand what it did here?
Yeah. No.
No. So Mechamaru casted a simple domain within Mahito's domain. Domain expansions. The golden rule of that is that when you are in a domain expansion, you can guarantee a hit from your ability on the opponent. Now, whether the ability will affect you or hurt you is really up to your cursed energy and your level of skill,
Right.
but it is a guaranteed hit. Now, for Mahito, the big problem with that is that if he touches you, a guaranteed hit, he can transmogrify your soul, which would, in terms, probably kill you or morph you into something less powerful, whatever. He would basically what he did in the first season, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So does it to Mahito, does it to Mechamaru? Doesn't work, right? Because
Right.
Mechamaru is able to cancel with a simple domain, which doesn't give him any abilities, but it doesn't allow that hit to hit him.
Got it. Okay, that makes more sense.
But
then.
they're
So if
also-
you're using a simple domain, like that's
Yeah,
kind of
you-
like your
You also can't
parry
pop them out
almost.
every time. You have to prepare them to some degree.
right. So it's more of
Yeah.
like like a parry than like a shield. It's kind of
Yeah.
like this has to be the perfect time, the perfect moment, and use it.
It's probably even more accurate to say it's more like a one-use parry
Okay.
because you can't just reuse it. And you have a certain amount
Simple
that
domain,
you've
simple
stored,
domain.
and then so he used that
Okay.
to try and get Mahito off guard. Unfortunately, Mahito is just a different kind of beast. So
Yeah. You think the other guy's okay though?
Mahito or Mechamaru?
Yeah.
I think Mechamaru is super dead.
Yeah, he's super
There's
dead.
no way Mahito doesn't walk away from a fight without finishing it. And same with Geto.
Yeah.
They're not like
I mean, yeah, and it was two of them against one. Like, even if he beat one, he had to still
Gets it,
fight
yeah.
the other one. So it was pretty much a doomed fight from at the. Honestly, unless someone is just so cocky, if I was having to fight two people and then one person was like, "I'm just gonna sit this one out," I'm like, I'm fucking dead. Because I'm like I can imagine
Yeah,
that guy
yeah.
thinks he's way more powerful
Yeah.
than he's like it's not even fair a 2v1 thing, and so I'm just like, oh god.
But it's like that was like that, and that's just so lame because that was Mechamaru's entire plan too. Was like I'm gonna betray the school to get the information from them so I can get them in a position and kill them. because Mechamaru was so confident in his abilities because he was been storing cursed energy for his entire life.
Yeah.
And because of his heavenly pact, although his body is shit, he has a mountain of cursed energy, you know? So, like, he was confident, and unfortunately didn't work out.
Dude, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. I mean, Geto and Mahito are just special grade as hell.
Well, no, I just meant like he just pissed them off. Or he got whatever they were looking for. Why were they trying to kill him? Just because I thought they were like...
His whole goal was to betray them to get Mahito to fix his body, which he was under they were under what can't remember what they call it, but a vow.
Right.
And if Mahito breaks that, he is in a much worse spot for probably the rest of the show. Like, he would probably, I don't know if he dies per se, but it's a pretty stark consequence on the individual for breaking a vow.
Yeah.
So if he breaks that, he would have had to, take a huge hit. So he heals him, and then they all know his plan. So Mechamaru's not been quiet about it. He's like, I'm going to kill you now. So unfortunately, it just didn't work in his favor. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like all out in the open. Everyone knows what's going on. And you're like, okay, here we go.
Damn, bro.
But then you see like the flashback with like that bit with like the girl with the blue hair.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name at the moment, but
I can't either.
You can tell that like she's got like a connection with Mechamaru. I remember reading that in the manga and being like, fudge, that sucks.
Yeah. They did a pretty good job of it when she's like talking to, the robot or
I'd
whatever.
like to get to know you better too, or visit you sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to visit you sometimes, and then he's just dead, and you're like, sick.
And he was like so stoked to see them all again, because you could even see in his dialogue, like he was just like, I'm gonna get to see them at some point, Mm-hmm. It's kind of a heartbreaking thing, but that's just JJK in a nutshell.
Yeah, there's not really too many happy stories in JJK.
No, there's not. It's a lot of dark,
but a lot of really fucking sick battles, dude.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for more to come, because
next
again,
episode,
the animation, dude, they've just been fucking nailing. I've been enjoying the shit out of this show.
I think next episode is going to be really good.
Oh yeah, of course.
This episode, this next bit, basically.
Let me just tell you what it is. No, we won't. We'll talk about it next week when we actually.
No, the veiled Shibuya bit.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, just because the veil comes down and kind of covers Shibuya, and you're like, oh shit! But it's a veil that only lets.
But then like people got sucked into that.
Yeah,
thing, right?
there was that. Like the people getting sucked in the subway, but the veil specifically only lets sorcerers in and out, and people without cursed energy or like non-sorcerers can't get out, so they're all stuck in there.
Yeah.
And then I think there's like a note that says get Gojo Satoru, to come and help you, and everyone's like, we gotta get Gojo. Who the hell's Gojo? Like,
well, they're just like all yelling under like someone curse or whatever to say it.
And then it ends with Gojo walking into the veil, and then,
dude,
yep,
ready to go.
Yeah, and this is it, man. Shibuya, here we go.
Dude,
here we
made it.
Yeah,
we're here, and God,
excellent episode.
I want it to be over.
No. I think we've got 9 more episodes of it, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I hope so.
This will cross into the next season, which is like already one we have to kind of balance out. So.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. This will cross over to next season, but we'll figure it out.
Interesting. Okay.
But it was because we only have 4 episodes left of summer. Is it summer?
Do we only have 4 episodes?
Yeah.
Of summer?
4. We only have 4 episodes left of summer.
Whoa.
Bleach has done in 4 episodes.
That's fucking.
So.
The whole thing?
No, the second course. I think it's 3 course.
It has to be, right?
Definitely 3 course.
I was like, they're going fast, but they're not going that fast.
I think the 3rd core for everything should be. They could go to a final movie if they really want to, but I feel like the 3rd core gives them enough space. So
yeah,
we'll talk about more of that because I'm very, very happy with the last episode. I don't know how. After reading the manga bit and then watching the bit in Bleach, I was like, oh, I'm really happy about this actually. For JJK though, but JJK. Sorry.
JJK. Dog.
I adored this episode.
It was very good.
Yeah, I had a great time with it. I think it was concise. It covered a handful of chapters. I think it was 2 or 3, probably 3, and did a good enough job with that.
Yeah, I think
Might have covered a 4th actually, because I think that Mechamaru fight's a little longer than I remember. Can't remember.
I can't remember either, man.
Bleach is good about that. We'll talk about that too, because the amount of episodes.
I wonder which episode won the episode of the week.
The amount of chapters that episodes are covering. Huh?
So what I even just.
Well, so Bleach has been doing like 7 to 8 chapters an episode in the past few episodes.
Right.
It's been like holy 2 months. It's been like dense and good, but dense, And Jujutsu Kaisen's been a lot more concise, you know?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was saying.
Okay, that makes sense.
But Bleach went down to 4.5 to 5 chapters this time, and it felt so much better because of that. So, anyways, for JJK,
what would you rate that?
I would give it a solid 9.5 out of 10.
Damn.
Yeah. 9.5 out of 10. No real critique, just want more. That's all. It's excellent.
9.
9.5.
No, I feel like that is. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna give it a 10. I really enjoyed this week. I felt like it was very, very good. I don't have any there was nothing about it that would not make it a 10 to me. I just feel like it was a great episode.
Good episode.
So
yeah. Should we jump to?
We're gonna do. Now we're on to Black.
Now we're on to Bleach, which again I didn't have the name of the episode ready.
Okay, that's perfect.
So, my bad.
This is what it's called. It's something with zombies.
It's some of the zombies.
Bloody zombies. No.
It's March.
The March of the Zombies.
Marching out the zombies. Yeah.
March. Well, I was close.
No, you were really close. Marching out the
That's
zombies.
metal as hell name, by the way.
Yes. So first things first. People weren't excited for this episode if they'd read the manga, probably for a reason. Because I think this episode can
girls
feel
finally revealed to be a guy.
No, I think this episode can feel kind of rehashy in some ways. It's also kind of weird with that, I think.
Is it?
With Yumi Chika? Yeah, because Yumi Chika is more of an effeminate warrior, but doesn't identify as a woman. Giselle is definitely a dude, but identifies as a woman.
Okay.
So it's like, but then like Charlotte is almost the same as Yumi Chika, who is a very effeminate man, but identifies as a man.
Got it.
And so to have Charlotte go to Giselle and say, we're really similar, when there's a clear, it's like, okay, that's maybe there's just something lost in translation here, but okay.
That was the Espada guy, right?
Yeah, the Espada, Charlotte Coolhorn.
Right.
I'm so glad Charlotte's back.
Dude, honestly, super sick that they're back. Can I be real with you?
Yeah.
Totally forgot they were fucking coming back.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason. Let me do a summary real quick.
Okay.
Just so we can do this real quick. I'm serious.
Yeah.
This episode is, and so real quick, I do want to address the weird part of this episode. Last week, the episode ended with all the warriors showing up, and this week starts with them already all displaced. So there's no real, there's a battle in the manga that happens that kind of splits them up a little bit. It's cut out completely, so there's a little weird part about that. I don't mind that too much because it is mostly just getting us to the stuff we need to get to.
Right.
But it is a part they cut out. They also cut out some obscene dialogue from Yumi Chika.
Lame.
So that's a good part, I think.
Nah. Keep it true. Keep it true.
But for a quick summary, we have this episode focusing on Sturmritter Z, Giselle the zombie. And it's basically comes down to Giselle and her zombies versus, spoiler, Kuretsuchi Mayuri and his zombies. That's the episode.
The bright bug is what I call him now.
The bright bug.
Because he looks like a bug.
He's just
bright as fuck.
He's so top tier, man. I love Kuretsuchi or Mayuri so much. He's really dark.
He is. I like him a lot too. I mean, he is a very fun captain.
Yeah, he's definitely
calculated.
Yeah, he's definitely kind of a cheat code, but that's him. Right?
Did you call him a cheat code?
Yeah, because he has a solution for everything.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I like how him and Yurichime. Did I say that right? The dude with the bucket hat?
No, you got to speak up. I mean, I don't know what you're saying.
The dude with the fucking bucket hat?
Urahara Kisuke.
What did I just call him?
Yurichime.
Damn it, dude.
You can describe them, and I'll name them if you ever want to. I don't know what you want to do about that. It's up to you.
No, I need to memorize
if you want to paint a target on yourself.
I want to memorize the names. I will be better. I need to memorize names.
Urahara Kisuke. He is
Urahara.
Urahara. There's no Y. Okay. Okay.
Urahara.
So that's like the general gist of the episode. Gist, whatever. It starts off with Yumi Chika and Ikaku, though, which are the third seat and the fifth seat for the 11th division, which is Kenpachi's guys.
Yeah.
And they have a really weird role in this whole arc. Like, they're just there to get beat up, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like Akaku, I think Akaku gets a small moment to shine in the manga, but it's in that small in between fight between this episode and the last one.
Yeah.
And he actually like knocks Baz B away for a second in it. And it's cool, but otherwise, it really feels like Yumichika and Akaku are only here to get the crap beat out of them, even when they're kind of badass about it.
I know, because when they attack together, he like goes and then he just like throws the rocks and stuff, and I was like,
Huddles
this
the
is
rocks.
sick.
And then like he like stabs Bambi, and then she grabs him, but then Yumichika cuts the arm off, and like this is awesome team play.
It, honestly, amazing animation.
Yeah.
I was just like,
cool.
It made the manga scene like way cooler than it probably was.
And then that was
very sick.
And then they lost it. Then they exited the fight by losing.
Then they got their asses
like
kicked.
right there they lose. That's it. So it is about Mayuri versus Giselle though at this point.
Yeah.
And Mayuri brings out 4 new faces. Well, first off, Giselle summons a bunch of Squad 11 zombies. We'll get into mechanics.
Like, I've been making zombies the whole time. I've
Yeah.
been here.
We'll get into zombie mechanics later on, but essentially all you got to know is that if her blood touches a Shinigami, they become hers to control. They don't have to be dead previously. They just have to get the blood on them. It has to be her blood, though, not a zombie's blood. To get a Stern Ritter to be on her side, she has to kill a Stern Ritter or Quincy, and then she can turn them into her zombies.
So she did kill the person that lost.
So Bambi
That's what I thought.
Bambi is dead.
I knew.
Yep.
I remember her being dead. I totally forgot it was for this moment.
Yes, Bambi is absolutely dead. Yeah.
So
but
you knew that this whole time. You just didn't tell me.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just trying not to spoil shit.
No, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good on
But
you.
this is where it's confirmed now, and this is where I can actually say yes.
Yes.
Giselle murdered Bambi, got off to it, and then now we have Bambi zombie. She says that.
Damn.
She did say that in the
She
episode.
said she made her excited. I don't think she like. She said she like legit.
I think she's a sadomasochist.
Yeah,
in one
I mean
sense.
that is what the vibe is for sure.
She's literally killing people, and like
she's
she
like,
implies that she's like
yeah, dude.
She implies that it's like a fetish. So whatever you want to, if you want to get all gray about it, we can try it. But
I think
feel
Bambi
like
was like that too, though.
Maybe, but she's definitely
she like slept with that guy and then cut him in half, and like one of the.
That's true. That's true.
So that was like
She did rage bang that guy.
Yeah.
Into oblivion.
Into oblivion, into death. But I don't know, man. It's just I don't know.
So
anyway,
sorry,
back to reality.
Ghost
gravity.
We get 4 new fighters on our
spaghetti.
side, and they're probably the most forgettable, like Oran Carr.
Dude, seriously, when I was like, what in the fuck? Like, honestly, where's Nell?
Go find Nell's still alive.
I know, but just like, where is she at?
No. All the zombie. It does. I do want to be clear. We did like tie up a plot hole from like the Arankar arc when Mayuri was in flipping Waco Mundo after killing Xyl Alpero. That's where these bodies are. Like he goes into Xyl Alpero's lab, who was in the Spada, and gets the bodies that were hanging up, and then that's what he got back then, and now they're here. Like that's a weird ass plot hole.
Wow.
Finally, like it was the bodies of Loopy, Charlotte. Not Charlotte, maybe Charlotte. I don't know.
I can't remember.
Charlotte being there is weird because Charlotte died in a different plane, I thought, but
whatever.
Well, Yumichika kills him in Fate Karakura, right? So
right, yes.
Yumichika kills him, which is great. There's almost no dialogue there, but their exchange, Charlotte Coolhorn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't introduce the guys. Once again, sorry, the guys. It's like Loopy, who got murdered by Grimjaw. Like Grimjaw blew the top half of his body off. How is he here? Charlotte Coolhorn, which is the Espada that fought Yumichika. One of Berrigan's Fraction. Why do I know all this shit? This is all my Bleach knowledge coming in.
Dude, I love it. Let us know.
There's the girl with the spinning top, and that's the one name I don't know. I think.
Dude, she's so stupid. Why would you bring her back?
I don't know, but she fought.
There were so many other cool ones. I can't even think of one right now, but I know that there were other cool ones.
I mean, I feel like he just should have just gotten like a Espada, not a Rankar. The only living Espadas are like Hullabelle, Grimjaw. And I think there's a couple other, but there's a bunch of dead Espada out there. Like, go get Coyote Stark, dude. It's Coyote Stark, #1, right?
There you go.
I think Berrigan you can't get because he got dissolved into nothing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the last guy is the guy that called Ichigo El Nino.
Oh, yeah.
The very first guy ever fought, who had the boots, and he had some pretty dope moves.
Fur. He was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who did he fight again? Because they all like know each other. They're all yelling at each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ichigo. It was the first Rankar Ichigo fought when he entered into the Waco Mundo's palace. I can't remember what the palace is called, the Hollow Palace. And
Waco Mundo Palace.
And then he's like, "You gotta take me seriously. You gotta put on that Hollow mask." And Ichigo's like, "I don't have to." And then Ichigo puts it on and kills him in one hit. like
He's
immediately.
like, I'll make you okay.
Yeah, and then saves Nell. So, yeah, they're here. They're backed up. Somehow they got power increases because they should not be this strong.
Well, they got. I also do love the whole thing.
Mayuri stopping the blasts and like neutralizing Bambi within a second.
No, not that. I mean, that is cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. But when, so he pretty much says, "Hey, guess what? We can't kill our own people, but these guys don't give a shit if they kill our own people."
I love his reasoning.
And then everyone's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, like this is what you signed up for." And I was like, honestly,
dude,
that's so fucking crazy, but it's so true.
It's
like,
cold.
Like he had to like literally be like, "This is literally what you signed up for."
Yeah, well,
and this is what you said that you would do. This is the vow. It's like he's like, "This
and
is
now
in
you've
our
turned
vows."
and now you've turned your hand on us. You know, so it's like you'd probably want to die if you were that guy. You know, you'd probably want to be dead.
Yeah.
If you were forced to attack someone you loved or respected like
100%.
that.
Yeah.
So the reasoning is, I mean, it's still sad because it's Yumichika's and Ikaku's teammates, right? And they're gonna get murdered by these Arankar, but
just kind of thinking about them as already being dead.
Yeah, it does make sense though.
Yeah.
I think I wonder because the Shinigami that are zombied, they're not dead because you don't have to be dead.
I guess that's true. You
can be turned into a zombie while you're alive still if you're a Shinigami.
Her...
And I wonder if it undoes it. But at the very end of this chapter, which is all culminates to, like the Arankar are somehow doing well enough. These Arankar aren't like even the top of the top.
No, they're like
they're the bottom of the
bottom barrel.
Yeah, and they get like Uryu Ishida beats one, which I know isn't like, it's kind of an insulting thing to say given Uryu now, but like he's not a power player in like the Hueco Mundo, the Arankar arc. He gets beat by like
beat up. Number 4. Rankar 4, right?
Well, so he gets beat pretty. Well, Xyle Opero, but he's tag teaming with Renji. It's number 7, I think. I can't, or number 8, one of the two. It's the scientist dude, but like
got it. Okay, yeah.
But he gets beat up. Him and Renji both lose to this guy. Like he's got a teammate the entire time he came and beat Espada. So he's not a power player. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about that. And now, granted, it was Xyle Opero, someone who was devious like Mayuri, but still.
You're good.
So essentially. So we got those 4 Arankar and they're doing all right, but it causes Giselle to pull out her ace in the hole, and that is obviously a zombie captain. So we have a Hitsugaya Toshiro as a zombie, ready to fight us.
Dude.
Which does...
Okay, so
This is where you're like, this is kind of like retready feeling, you know?
Now, wait a minute. That means for sure if you kill her that the blood doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know how we get there. I hope so, because Hitsugaya is like a beloved character.
Right, he's like a captain. I mean, I don't remember shit.
But I'd hope so. That being said, I don't think they have the balls to kill off Hitsugaya here, so they're gonna figure out a way to unzombify.
Maybe there's
an
antidote. Babe, give me the antidote.
Maybe. I don't remember how this fight ends, to be honest. I remember how it ends overall, but I don't remember how the Hitsugaya part resolves.
That's fair.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'm excited.
I would say be excited for next episode when Hitsugaya goes off, because you get to see Hitsugaya a little more unrestrained.
Right, because he's bad. He's a bad guy now, so he doesn't have to restrain himself.
He's pretty sick when he's not worried about everyone else.
You heard it here, folks. When you're a bad guy, you get to be cooler.
Yep.
But then you die faster.
That's right. Yeah. So that's how this episode ends. I loved it. I understand the criticisms of it. You know, Giselle never felt like a really impressive Storm Raider at first. And now, like, to be put in that spotlight as someone who just makes other people do her work for her, it can feel kind of like, whatever. And now, and especially because we're seeing people fight themselves. Like, that's always never the most interesting thing.
Right.
Rather than seeing new people do new abilities and fight each other. But I thought it was well done enough for what it was. And the animation was honestly...
Dude, so on point.
It was good.
Music was great.
Oh, music was impeccably good, dude. Like, they had callbacks from like the Hueco Mundo arc.
Yes, they did. That's why I was
there was a Bount soundtrack in there, dude.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, man, it was cool. It was real cool.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It was easily I don't know. Like, this Bleach is just crushing it.
Yeah.
And I really, really want them to continue. Like, whether like this team who's making this art, like, I want them to keep making more Bleach content. So if that's like Burn the Witch or whatever, or if it's the new shit that's like people are talking about that might be coming out,
Yeah,
That's what I want. I want this team to do it because goddamn, it's just so good.
I want Hellverse, or I want Can't Feel Your Own World, or I want the other light novel. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I want them to go into some of those other ones. Like those ones are obviously a little more like self-contained, but there's a lot of lore and like world building they do in those like light novels.
Yeah, they could do like a good movie out of a light novel, probably pretty well.
But the Hellverse obviously needs to get a full thing with Cosby and all that stuff. So
I haven't read that. So I have no idea. What's cool about the Hellverse?
It's supposed to be the next thing he's doing.
That'd be sick.
So, this episode I would give it a solid 9 out of 10.
I give 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Really?
100%.
Yeah. I thought it was I thought it was much better. That being said, I still have that feeling and impression that this felt a little this plot point feels drawn out as a whole in the manga. And I think the anime does as best it can, but this fight to me is always meant to point to something bigger happening. It always feels like already it feels kind of like, are we retreading some territory here in some ways? And yeah, so that's why I give it a 9. Still great, still impeccably good, but a 9 out of 10.
That's fair. Which
means de facto for me, anime of the week was JJK.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Mainly because you wouldn't shut the fuck up about Bleach during JJK.
Yeah. Oh no. I can take an unbiased. I can take a slightly unbiased approach and recognize that there are certain things about JJK I think that just kind of surpassed Bleach.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, and I think the plot line for Mekamaru is a little more interesting than the plot line for Giselle. So.
Fair enough. Yeah. That is fair.
Yeah. Okay.
I would.
You do Bleach, it sounds like.
I think Bleach.
Yeah.
I think Bleach for me.
Yeah.
Because it made me. I think the soundtracks made me just super wet.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, I can get that. I can get that. Yeah. That being said, that's all we're talking about this week for anime.
Yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out of here. We're gonna go play Minecraft with our friends.
We are obviously started a new game last week.
Yes.
So stick with it. It's not going to be as long as Dead Space was. We enjoyed Dead Space, but this is Amnesia: The Bunker.
The Bunker.
I think that How Long to Beat has it at 5 hours. So Joel, if we're
letting me play, it's going to be 28 hours.
No, it's going to be between 2 to 3 sessions max. And then from that on, we'll announce what we're doing next week probably, but we'll have a new series. It'll take quite a bit longer.
We're just going to react to episodes of
Alf, left and right. That's it. That's all we're doing. Alf this, Alf that. Yep. But until then, we'll check us on stream and look at our other episodes on Fridays as well.
Microsodes, baby. Don't miss them. They're usually really good. Sometimes they're not.